In this video, I will go over how to create images like this where you Photoshop something over someone's screen. It's a straightforward task, but what makes things more effective or more comical in this case is just seeing what pictures works best, things like that. This is one example that I have. The other one that I have is this one. Between this one and this one, I would say this is the better one. But to do this, I will delete my layers. So I'm just going to delete that. Here I have this. And I'm just going to bring in the picture. Press enter. I let it zoom out a little bit. So I'm going to Control T, scale this down, and I'm going to hold Control, click and drag, move this in here, do something with this one, and I'm just doing this really quickly. This one's like a straightforward example, very simple, and here you go. And this one here is a little bit more on the trickier side, so I'm just going to delete that. I'm going to import photo. So here it is. I'm going to scale it down. To avoid this stretch or squeeze sort of things, I'm going to keep it as scale as I can. I'm going to click and drag, and I'm going to hold down Shift while I drag it, and it scales. Press Enter. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. I'm going to click and drag this so that the top left corner matches with this. Use the up arrow to move it up a little bit. So something like that. Control T, hold Control, click and drag. Just going to drag it right there. Hold space bar, click and drag to move my camera down. Hold Control, click and drag. Hold Control, click and drag. Press Enter, and I get something like this. It's looks okay. There are some things that I can do to make it look better. One thing is obviously get a better picture, then it's not so blurry. But in terms of this right here, I can align it so that I don't cover the edges or the bevels of the monitor. Basically just cover the picture on the monitor, but not these dark areas. Kind of gives this a bit more depth. So something like that. It's not perfect, that's fine. But it's tiny details like that that'll make this stand out or make it more, just a little bit more on the believable side. Now those are two simple examples that I have. Another example that I have is this one. Same thing as before. I have this. Now this one we're used to, the more on the complicated side. I won't go over this one just because it's straightforward. It's just a mask, so I'm going to hold Shift and click on the mask icon. I get this red X, and it shows me the original picture without the mask applied. So it's pretty much just applying it, aligning it to the monitor, and then getting the mask, and then just using the eraser to erase or bring back image. But because I want this hair, I just erased around it, and things like that. This one here is a bit more, it's the same thing as this, but in this one I can show you something to make things easier. Rather than just, let me select that thing, rather than just erase, rather than just brush it like this and worry about these edges right here, obviously that's a sloppy job. What I'm going to do, I'm going to undo this, and I'm just going to erase these areas here, but I'll keep these corners just because that's just going to take a while to go. And I mean, you get the idea on how to cover that. But for these parts here where, okay, I don't want to just click and drag, and avoid these not so straight strokes, brush strokes, what I'm going to do is, I'll start with this side. I'm going to zoom in as much as I can, just because I want to focus on the edges of this window that's open. First I'm going to make sure I have my masking icon selected. I'm going to decrease the size of my brush. I'm going to make sure that it's going to fit. So something like this. Yeah, that's fine. I'm not going to be too perfect right now. Next thing I'm going to do is I will just zoom in so you can see better. Maybe something like that. I'm going to make it smaller one more time. There we go. I'm going to click right here just once and that's it. But now if I draw with my brush, I reveal the picture of the cat. I'm going to undo that. So all I'm going to do, I'm just going to click just once, just like any other time I would draw on the mask. So I just click it once. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to hold down Shift, and I'm going to click one more time, and I'm going to align it so that the top part of my brush connects to the bottom part of this window. So I'm just going to hold down Shift, and I'm going to click once, and it does a straight line across. So I can just click and drag, get around that corner, and I'm just going to click once. So I just click once. I'll do it a little time here so you can see better. I click once. I'm going to move this up, or hold space by moving my camera up. Here's this side. I'm going to hold Shift and click once, and there's a straight line going up. It's not perfect. I still have this space right here, but that's fine. I'll do the same thing over here. Click once, hold Shift, click, and I get this. This part here, I'll make my brush a little bit bigger, do something like that. I'm going to click once, maybe a little bit more over here. Click once, hold Shift and click. There we go. Then I'll make my brush smaller and fill this in. I'm not going to spend too much time on that. But you get the idea on how I would do this without too much effort. It's a bit on the tedious side, but it's the much simpler method with less frustration, I guess. Just gotta be patient. So I'm gonna click, hold Shift, click over here, and I get that. And I can do it over here too. Obviously, it's not gonna fill in this gap. That's fine. Move my mouse over here, hold Shift, and then click. Oops. Looks like I did something else over here. So I'm gonna, with that clicked, I'm gonna go over here. Hold Shift, click. Something's going on. I'll do it one more time. I'm going to click once, hold Shift, click. There we go. I don't know what happened earlier. Maybe I clicked on something, but yeah, it's pretty straightforward, and I can do all that stuff. If I want, because I'm dealing with a brown brush and I have these hard edges, I could press V to go to my brush, click on this. I have a folder that I can go through, or I can just hide this folder. And I do have different brushes, and the one that I'm interested in are my squared brushes. I don't see it here. We'll just go to general again, hard round, so I'm seeing it there. Maybe if I go to my general brushes, hard round pressure, blah blah blah. So maybe I don't have it here. Maybe it's on the legacy actually. default brushes. Nope. Look at here. Here we go, hard square. So I'll go to this one, and now that I have it squared, I can just click here, I'll shift, click, and I have a much better, I'll have to do it like around most of brushes, but you get the idea. So that is an option. I'll just do this part as well. I'm going to click, go over here, and it's kind of hard to see. Quality of the picture isn't that great. This is much bigger, so I'm going to decrease the size of my brush. Maybe like this. Hold shift, click. Oops, not sure what happened. I'll do it again. Hold shift, click. There we go. And I'll do the same thing over here. This time, this part, maybe I would say that this is where the monitor ends, at least. Go over here. And because this is just one straight monitor, just going straight across. So shift, click, jeez, that didn't work. I'll do it one time right here. Now I can shift click maybe. Jeez. So I have no idea why it's not working for me right now. There we go. Could be that I'm clicking on something else. If you just want to take your time with it, you know, it's work fine no matter what, but if it happens to me, then it can happen to anyone. So shift click, and you know, I'll do this part too, but that's fine. But you get the idea. That's how you can, that's a much easier way to deal with these sort of hard edges. So I'll do it one more time, just to show you. Let's do it like this. Hold shift, click, and mouse up, click. Something like that. I do have this gap, that's fine, but I'll just take my time more, make this a smaller brush. I'm going to click once, hold shift, click, there we go, it's much better. And I can just go straight down. The angle of this window, the window is at an angle, but my brush is a square that's not at an angle. So that is one thing to watch out for. But you can see how I can easily just do these sort of things right here. But yeah, I'll just leave it at that.